Hey class, it's Michael back better than ever. And today, my persuading argument. This assignment's going to be based off of online learning versus traditional in-class, face-to-face learning. I'm particularly in favor of online learning. I've been taking a lot more online classes lately at Schoolcraft because I think it's just easier for me and more convenient. I mean, basic advantages right off the bat for online learning. One, flexible scheduling. You don't have to worry about, getting to this class on time or, whatever. Or whatever. Like, so you can just do it from your house. So, obviously, that's not really an issue. You can study at just about any time. So you have the freedom to, you can study at night, morning, afternoon, whenever. You can log in from any computer. So basically, you can go to a local library and do your homework on a computer. You can do it on your own laptop. You can do it wherever. Another one, you don't have to commute. And that's honestly a big issue for kids at Schoolcraft because in fact, some kids on my baseball team have to travel about an hour away. So not commuting and simply being able to pull up your laptop and do your homework makes it so much easier. A lot of times the cost is lower, in fact. So obviously some people may be in trouble financially or have to pay for their college themselves and have to work a ton, maybe don't have to work as much, don't have to acquire as much money to take online classes. So yeah. Also, studies show that you will have access to more colleges by taking more online classes. Okay. The National Center for Educational Statistics found that 2/3 of Title IV degree granting post-secondary schools offer some form of online learning. So, online classes are becoming more of a bigger thing. Like, it's starting to become more common. You don't see a lot of people these days having to going to class. You'll see a lot less population in certain classes. Public schools are more likely to identify online learning as an essential part of their long-term strategy, according to the Sloan Consortium or whatever. So. There's also been studies done that students who took all or part of their online class performed better on average than those taking the same courses face to face. So studies have shown that, say, I'm taking a history class online and you're taking a history class on campus, and I'm doing better online, and you're doing worse on campus. I mean, really, what are we talking about here? I mean, I just think it's easier. I think it's more convenient. I think you'll be overall more happy with it. According to federal data, 5,257,379 students took one or more online classes in 2014. And that number keeps going up and up and up. So, as you can see, it's starting to become more of a common thing. 77% of educators believe that online learning is just as good as traditional learning. So that's almost 8 out of every 10 educators believe that online learning is just as good as traditional face-to-face learning. So, I mean, you heard it from the people themselves. 26% of online students claim to learn better online than in a classroom. That number is not too high, but I'm just saying. I mean, there are a substantial amount of people that feel like they learn just as much, if not more, taking the class virtually rather than face-to-face. The average score of classroom learners is in the 50th percentile. The average score of online learners is in the 59th percentile. So as you can see, I mean, going to a class and learning face to face, getting lectured every day, and having to have to do homework on paper doesn't always exactly lead to more success. You know what I'm saying? Since I started taking online classes, this semester I actually took four out of my 5 classes were online, and my GPA has boosted. So I'm finding it very beneficial to take online classes versus traditional face-to-face classes. Now, for the other party, there are maybe some cons or some parts people could argue with about, traditional face-to-face classes rather than taking an online course. The first one simple one is you don't have any face-to-face interaction with the teacher unless you were to schedule a meeting, but that's unlikely to happen in an online course. Some people like to communicate with the teacher because, the best person to learn in the class from is from the teacher. So some people like to see their teacher every day and write down whatever they say and learn from them face to face and have, and ask for help if they need it. So that could be a disadvantage of, not taking an online course. Studies show that not all majors are available on online classes. There are some classes where you can't get around it. You have to take it in class and not face to face, or not online. Excuse me. So, also taking an online class it increases your personal responsibility. Like you got to be on top of the stuff. It's not the workload is not easier online. It's just a lot of people tend to sometimes put stuff off online classes, me included. So then the work just piles up. And then before you know, you're working on 3 classes that are all due at midnight that night. Also, it requires self-direction. So this is where you got to be a little bit grown up about it and tell yourself, no, I can't go out tonight. I got to do my homework. I can't do this, can't do that. You got to take care of your stuff. Or if you're playing a sport like I am, it's definitely much tougher. Traditional education, when it comes to self-motivation, I feel like it goes down. Having a routine, going to class, and, having all your days planned out with face-to-face with the teacher, and if your things like writing notes down what the teacher says out of a lecture, that's your business. Some people are just like that. Some people need to be just, there for the communication. Despite some of the technological advances, and traditional education is still likely the better option for those who thrive in face-to-face communication. So maybe, you've been a 4.0 student your entire life in high school, taking, normal classes, in the classroom and on campus. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, that I feel like online classes have been a lot more beneficial to me. And based on some of the statistics that I brought up, I don't see why you shouldn't try it or why you wouldn't like it. Yeah, you might have to, crack down on some things. You have to be more responsible. But, when it comes to college, you got to be your own man or own woman. And you got to be, or your own boss is what you got to be. And you got to be responsible and you got to lead yourself in the right direction. And if you do that, you're gonna be a great student. You're gonna be a great online student. So that's all I got to say about that. And I recommend taking online courses. Okay, thank you.